What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Slashers and Superheroes. I'm Cameron, that's Jacob, and we have a movie review for y'all. This is for the movie Argylle, which is directed by Matthew Vaughn, the guy who directed The Kingsmen, who
hmm
produced Kick Ass, and produced a whole bunch of other good films. And he is back for another spy thriller, which is kind of what the Kingsman movies were really about.
hmm
And so he has a star-studded cast on his hands for this one. He's got Henry
Yeah.
Cavill, he's got Bryce Dallas Howard, he's got Sam Rockwell, he's got Bryan Cranston, he's got Catherine O'Hara, he's got the whole nine yards. He's got everybody in this. John Cena,
John Cena.
Ariana
Yeah.
DeBois, everybody.
hmm
So this was, and the trailers looked good. Um, it looked like a fun time. It looked like an Matthew Vaughn movie, and so coming into this, especially with what the cast was, I had high expectations, and um, yeah, I so coming into this IMAX theater, it was pretty packed for a
hmm
7:45 showing. Um, but it's a Friday, so it makes sense. It's going into the weekend, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say my thoughts and opinions, but I'm gonna
Okay.
start with you.
Okay.
Um, we'll go ahead and just tell me what you think about the film.
Yeah. So there's things I liked about it, but overall, meh.
Yeah.
Starting off with the positives, I did like the opening. I won't get into all the spoilers or anything, but the opening 10 minutes or so, where it introduces some of the main characters, I actually really liked the opening, and I was like, okay. I was like, maybe this will be like a blast. I know before the movie started we found out that it was over 2 hours. So we were like, oh boy,
Yeah.
like this could be really fun or dreadful. Uh,
Yeah.
but I did like the opening, and I thought there was good action at moments. There was good action.
There was.
Um, some stuff we get into with the cons, but for there are moments where I was like, okay, but like, this is a fun action. It's not like John Wick or anything. It's not even, I would say, a movie we reviewed not too long ago, Beekeeper. I don't
Yep.
even think it's as good as Beekeeper as far as the action.
Yeah.
But there was some good action at moments, and I thought for the most part, the jokes didn't land. But I didn't think all the jokes did not land. I thought there were some jokes that were pretty funny, having to do with the cat Argyle, and just some the funny jokes with Sam Rockwell, and Sam Rockwell, he's like naturally funny
Yeah.
in anything he's in.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a great actor. So yeah, I thought there were some jokes that landed here and there as far as Sam Rockwell and Henry Cavill, John Cena. I thought the cast did well. I thought they acted well. Everybody brought it. I didn't feel like anybody in the cast, the star-studded cast, like phoned it in or anything. I thought they all brought it for the most part. They weren't the problem with the movie.
I have
Um,
one person. I'll tell
okay, okay,
my
yeah,
views later, but
yeah. At least for me, I thought everybody brought it, and yeah, like I didn't think they were the problem. The problem for me was, okay. So getting into the cons, just getting it out of the way. This movie was like 2 hours and 15, 2 hours and 20 minutes.
the time was
There,
felt.
there is no way this should have been over 2 hours.
No.
Just the concept. There's no way.
Should
And
have been like an hour 40.
movies have been longer the past few years. Like it seems like every movie is at least like almost 2 hours at least. And it's especially this one. This is one of those movies to me that tops it should have been an hour 45. Like
Yeah.
it
An
shouldn't have
hour
been over two
40
hours.
is what I was
And
thinking.
what went into that too was that I thought the pacing was all over the place. Um, I thought there was like some fun moments, but it was like a fun moment, and then we'd have like a lull for like a good 20 minutes of just not much going on. Um, yeah, just I thought the pacing was all over the place, and there were fun moments, but for the most part, it dragged. And then the CGI, um, there was some cool like hand to hand combat,
Hmm.
but there was some CGI stuff with like Bryce Dallas Howard that we won't get into spoilers, but there was like some CGI moments with like the the car chasing and all that,
Hmm.
that stuff was pretty spotty, at least to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about it, but I thought the CGI was pretty spotty. And yeah, going back to it, I thought that the tone was all over the place in this movie. Um, it almost felt like the movie didn't know if it wanted to be an action thriller or an action comedy or a romance. Like it, they like kind of clashed all these tones, and it just didn't work for me. Um, like there was some stuff with Bryce Dallas Howard and Sam Rockwell's character. It was supposed to like kind of a romance thing. Didn't buy into it at all, at least for me.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
either.
but yeah, this was for the most part. This didn't work for me, unfortunately. And I wanted to like it just like you from the trailers. I was like I wasn't like blown away by the
But
trailers,
it
but
looked fun.
yeah, anytime I saw the trailers, I was like, okay, I was like this could be a fun movie. I never watched the when the trailer came on, like seeing past movies. I never was like, oh, that's gonna be bad. Like it, the trailers were good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so unfortunately, this was just meh, and I probably won't ever go back to it, to be honest. So yeah, that's my thoughts. What about you?
Yeah, I can get into the positives real quick.
Mhm.
Like with you, I think some of the action stuff was pretty cool. Um, especially the scene that you see in the trailers with the gas, like the different colored gas and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty cool. Now, if you watch the movie and you watch the whole scene, what happens within that, I didn't really like. And that was with the romance thing you were talking about.
Yeah.
Um, but again, I'll talk about that in negatives. I and also I did like the cast was good. Like everyone was charming to a certain extent. Um, and I thought everyone, despite the bad script, I
Yeah,
think
that's
they
it.
they they did a good job despite all that. I don't know who
Mm-hmm.
screenwrited this film, but um, I'm gonna have to look later. But or you can look now while
Yeah,
I'm
I keep
talking.
going. I can look real quick.
Um,
Yeah.
but and I also thought the what you call it, this whole spy thing. Um, I'm gonna get into negatives now. Those
Mm-hmm.
are my positives. They're short and sweet. Um, the negatives, I think this movie was just it was way too convoluted. There was like there's some twists and turns, but the first twist is like, okay, this is getting kind of interesting, and then there's another twist, and you're like, okay, and then there's another one. I'm like, okay, and then another one. I'm like, oh, you gonna keep going? What's going on here? I just felt like there was too much going on, and then the screenwrite was not
Yeah.
great.
So the writer, I can't really pronounce his first name Jason, but it's Fuchs. I'm not sure. I don't
Oh
want to
yeah,
butcher it.
I've heard that name before,
But
but I
he's
don't know.
written uh the stuff he's written. Uh, he was a writer for the first Wonder Woman movie.
Okay.
Um, and then Ice Age, Continental Drift, and these other ones I've never heard of, like some short film called Pitch, some TV movie called Big Thunder. Yeah, so not a lot of writing credits. And oh Lord, he's I don't know if he's the main writer, but he's listed as a writer for that Welcome to Derry series, which is that It series coming out next year, which I'm excited about. But
Yeah, I hope that
oh boy,
this is not a a look into the crystal ball for that series because
yeah,
I'm excited
I
for
still
that
have
series
hope.
too.
I
Anyway,
I love Pennywise, but that's a different movie.
yeah. So yeah, the screenwrite is not all that great. And then with what I say with the actors, there's two actors in particular which I think were underused completely. And that was Samuel L. Jackson and Ariana DeBose. They
Yeah, I
were
forgot Samuel
very
Jackson too.
Samuel L.
Yeah.
Jackson. He literally said a couple lines, and then later in the movie, it just cuts to him either watching a Laker game or playing with his computer and screaming and smacking his desk. That's all he does in this
You're not
movie.
supposed to get into spoilers, Cameron. All right.
Well, whatever. I don't care. Okay? He watches a Laker game. Whatever. And then Ariana DeBois, she is literally in the beginning. And then I'm not going to say, what part she's in after that, but she's used very little. and she's way too damn talented to be used that little. And I get that the cast was pretty stacked and there was things you have to tell, but I didn't like it. And I feel like, you know, there was way too many too many jokes centered around the cat. It's a cute ass cat, but I feel like there's too many jokes centered around that damn cat. And then, and when the ending came along, by the time the ending came along, I should have been excited because it's something that's going to come after this film. But by the end of the film, I was like that Homelander meme. I was just like
Yeah.
completely out of it. And again, the plot is just there's too much going on. Oh, Bryan
Hmm.
Cranston too. Like Bryan Cranston, I mean he's a good actor, but I didn't really
Again,
feel
it
anything from him in this. I didn't.
like you said it. You said it earlier. I didn't feel like any of the actors. I thought the actors brought it. The problem wasn't them. It was the script.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. Yeah.
yeah. And so yeah, throughout that entire movie, I just was not interested. I was disengaged. Nothing really grabbed me. And by the end of the film, when something was teased, I was just like, okay,
What
I don't care anymore.
what did you think of like the opening with Henry Cavill and John Cena?
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Um, now with now that you mentioned that, the CGI stuff, like Henry Cavill in the yellow car, that was a little
That
bit rough.
that's one of my yeah. I
Um,
didn't want to get like specific, but that was one of the moments that was like really spotty with the
yeah,
CGI.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's some areas where it's good and some areas where it's bad. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean overall, I didn't really care much for this, and that's sad because the Kingsman, it's a good film.
Hmm.
So it's heartbreaking to see. And Matthew Vaughn's usually a good director, but I missed his charm in this one. There wasn't any charm at all.
Hmm.
So yeah, those are my thoughts. So we can get into ratings. So what's your rating gonna be?
I'm gonna go with a 5 out of 10. Um, I
Hmm.
was teetering between a 4 and a 5, but I don't know. I was thinking on it. I was like, this is not. It's just average. I don't think it's like below average and horrible. So yeah, I think it's just right in the middle. 5 out of 10.
I was actually gonna give it a 4, but then I kind
Mm-hmm.
of like thought maybe I'm being too harsh on it because I
I
don't
was
think
going
it's.
to go the opposite way. I was thinking about giving it a 4, but I was like, you know what? One
Let's
out
give
of
it a
10.
3. No, I feel like I'm being too harsh on it because honestly, it's not a terrible film. It's just
Mm-hmm.
very disengaging and very boring sometimes. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the runtime could have been way shorter. So I'm gonna give it a 5 too. I think it's just middle of the road, just kind of there. And I hate saying that
Mm-hmm.
because I like Matthew Vaughn's
And
movies.
there is a post credit scene.
Yeah,
If
and
anyone's like, if you go see the movie and you're like, man, that was a blast, stay for a short post credit scene.
and that's what I was
Yeah.
talking about, like with the ending,
Yeah.
the end credit scene. I
Yeah.
didn't care after the film, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's exciting, because it gives more things to do and just another action spy thriller thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I really don't care for it. So yeah, that's the review. We both gave it a 5 out of 10. Um, so far the movies this year haven't really hit. I'm really hoping.
Yeah. We haven't seen that many though.
Yeah,
I
we've
mean,
we've
this
seen
was the
three,
third. Yeah.
but next
We got some big ones coming up.
we have Lisa Frankenstein. We have
I think that
Ghostbusters.
could be good. Yeah.
Ghostbusters we're excited for. We're definitely going to
Yeah.
review that on
Dune
the
2.
channel. Dune
Dune 2 in a
2.
few weeks.
Yep.
Yep.
So we got some stuff coming down the pipe. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, that's our Argylle review. If you guys liked it, like and subscribe. You know the whole deal. Um, but yeah, I'm Cameron. This is Jacob, and we will see y'all on the next movie review here on Slashers and Superheroes. Bye, y'all.